right. Now look down that edge. What you can see, that's nice and straight. And the other thing, this surface is now square to this edge, and this edge is square to that surface. That's called S3S lumber now, surfaced on 3 sides. So what I can do with this board, now that I use the jointer to joint this edge so it's square to the 2 flats of the board, I can take this to the table saw or the miter saw and work with it accurately. I can rip the board down at the table saw, I can cross cut it or miter cut it at the miter saw, and that's the key thing that the jointer does. It gives you a good straight edge. Now, here are some pointers on setting up your jointer. Here you can see that this is an inch scale that tells you how much of a cut you're taking off of the edge or the flat of the board. Now, you can surface joint boards as well, but I recommend a benchtop jointer like this for edge work. Now, look at the scale. What I can do is release the lock and dial this in. Let's say I just want to take a light cut, and light cuts are always better. Light multiple passes will give you a better edge, and here it's set on 1/32 and locked in place. This benchtop jointer also has variable speed to work with different densities of wood. Pine, you can dial it up. Hardwoods, you want to dial it down ever so slightly. There's a scale on here that gives you the right speed setting. To tell you the truth, I usually turn it up and keep it there. If the knives are sharp and you have a steady feed, it will work well for you. The other thing, when you're working with boards and you have a rough edge, sight down the edge, and if there is one thing that people make a mistake on a jointer, they focus their attention in the wrong place. When I'm feeding this board through like that, I want to use a good push block to securely hold the flat of the board to the fence that's square to the table. That will give me a perfect edge. And the other tip that I have for you, it's really important that you not only hold the board flat to the fence with a push block, but you also want to press the edge of the board flat to the outfeed table and keep it there. You're shifting your weight to the outfeed side, and if you do that, you'll get true straight edges every time when you use a jointer. Now that's how you S3S a board using a jointer and a planer. Now let's head over to the miter saw, and I'll give you some tips on how to use that tool.